The Dallas Cowboys are rumored to have 2 trades in work right now. I have an idea on what one of those trades possibly could be. Y'all stay tuned right here. It's your boy, Run It Up Rue, with another episode of Real Sports Talk. Let's go. So the report says that Will McClay and Jerry Jones, they sitting around the table. They like, look, we not in a position right now to be drafting best player available. I believe there's still some things that we need to do to shore up this roster before Thursday's draft, right? So Jerry's like, okay, so what can we do? What can we do? Will, like, I know this cat up there in Denver. Looking for a new home, right? By the name of Cortland Sutton. Yeah, Cortland Sutton, 7-year vet, going into his 8th year, big body receiver. He's possibly on deck for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, rumors has it that we'll be trading with the Denver Broncos, our 12th overall pick, swapping that for their 20th overall pick. Now, just a player. I would hope that we at least get a 5th, 6th, maybe not a 5th or a 6th pick, 5th or 6th round pick. I think that coupled with Cortland Sutton would be good. And that'd be worth moving back all those picks, still getting a top 20 pick. And at that case, I think that would give us room to draft our running back right there, probably Omarion Hampton. Yeah. So y'all let me know how y'all feeling about that. Dallas Cowboys trying to draft Omarion Hampton at the 20th overall pick and picking up Cortland Sutton to be our number 2 wide receiver. Pair him with CeeDee Lamb. He's a big body wide receiver. He's 6'4", 216. Now he is older though, but I believe he fits with the time frame of the team actually. So you could say, okay, well, he's too old. But if you look at our roster right now, Dallas Cowboys probably have like one of the oldest rosters in the league. We're not a young team at all. So I don't think Dallas would be deterred from making that trade just because he's 29 years old, possibly being 30 by the time the season starts or while the season is going. Me personally, when I first heard the trade, I said Cortland Sutton. I had to go look at some highlights real quick, and so that's exactly what I'm gonna do for y'all. I'm gonna throw that on real quick.
He doesn't have to be stepping into it either. On first down, right away, he finds this man Cortland Sutton with a back shoulder throw.
That's a nice job with Sutton right here with on Dean. Watch at the top. He may have given himself a little bit of push to make that separation kind of right there.
Yeah.
But that's an outstanding catch. Nice job by
Nix is 6 of 8 for 74 yards already. Just a front point, and he thread the needle to Sutton there, right in front of Jamel Dean.
Standing coverage. He's right where he needs to be. He just misses the ball, and the catch is made. Stays on top, nice break, stay inside out. I mean, you had a chance at knocking it down.
I mean, I can see, and that's with Bo Nix throwing him the football, right? A rookie. Dak throwing him the football. I think this would be great. This would be a great pairing with CeeDee Lamb. Give somebody that's going to be held accountable to get those possession yards. Big body guy. He can also be a contested catch guy for Dak. I can actually see this trade working. I'm a fan of this trade right here. I'll go ahead and stamp that, give it my approval. So swapping the 12th overall for the 20th overall pick, picking up Cortland Sutton, possibly with a later round pick attached to it. That's not in the reports, but I'm just, praying. But But even without the later round pick, I still think that Cortland Sutton coming onto this team, he's a veteran. He knows the league. He knows the game. He knows his strengths, and we can just play to his strengths instead of just having a drafted wide receiver and him trying to figure out what's his best route in the league. I know what worked for me at college, but that might necessarily work the same way in the NFL. Everything, it's a continuous education program. While you're in the NFL, you're always learning and growing. But what's most interesting to me about this trade is the flexibility that it will give Dallas going into the draft, right? Because if we can pick up Cortland Sutton before the draft, and we're sitting with 9 picks, I believe 9 or 10 picks in this draft. Wow. I mean, that just opens up a lot. Now linebackers in play, possibly a tight end's in play, cornerback high is in play, running back high is in play. Hell, even an offensive lineman high, maybe in a third or fourth round, is in play now. I think everything gets pushed up, if we just take wide receiver 2 off the board, right? Because for me, running back is the most important need that we have. Wide receiver 2 is very important. But if you remember, when we had a running back and we had in a run game, we weren't really worried about wide receiver 2. Of course, you want a complete package as an offense overall. But when you're running at an efficient rate, a high efficient rate, and then you're able to work well pairing off with your number 1 wide receiver. And this is Dallas, baby. We love our tight ends. So rarely in the past did you see wide receiver 2 really being an issue, right? So I think it's actually smart to go get a veteran wide receiver 2 that matches with the time frame of the team, knows who he is. He's a productive one at that, right? He had 1,000 yards last season. Okay, so he was a productive wide receiver, and he'll be a productive wide receiver here in Dallas too. But yeah, back to the point of how it frees us up in the draft, going forward, I think that would be a hell of a trade. And then Dallas is also rumored to have another trade in works as well. One that I'm not familiar with. Otherwise, I would have let y'all know about that right here. But yeah, so y'all let me know in the comment section. How do y'all feel about Cortland Sutton? Do you think this would be a great trade for the Dallas Cowboys? As far as fit, timing, and just overall, what is best at that 12th overall pick? Is Cortland Sutton better than what we would have drafted at the 12th overall pick? Is wide receiver 2 that important that we need to go all the way back to the 20th pick, right? Just to pick up Cortland Sutton? Is he going to be that X factor? My only issue and drawback to that would be if we do take Cortland Sutton and move all the way back to the 20th pick, at what point is there a run on running backs? And that's my concern. At what point does the run on running backs start? Because what I would hate is to get to the 20th overall pick and, Amarian Hampton's off the board, Ashton Genty's off the board, Caleb Johnson is off the board, and then, and then the last for me, as far as draftable first round running backs, it would be DJ Giddens. And he's familiar with our offensive line coach coming over from Kansas State. He was their former head coach. I'm sorry. Or he might have been an offensive line coach there. I'm not sure. But yeah. Or he might have been a head coach. But yeah, so when does the run on running back start? Because if I'm going to end up picking it, I'm going to leave it right there. Because it could get deeper for me. So yeah, that would be my only concern is like, when does the run on running back start? We're already taking Ashton Genty off the board, so that leaves Amari and Hampton on down. When does Amari and Hampton go? Because once Amari and Hampton goes, that's when I'll start being nervous, right? That's when I'll start getting nervous, because I think Caleb Johnson to come off fairly quickly. And I can also see DJ Giddens coming off the board. This is a deep running back draft. But with that being said, I need to come out here with a stud. I need to come out here with somebody that is a 3-down guy, fall forward university graduate. I just need those kind of traits and attributes to pair with Dak Prescott where he's at in his career. He needs that guy that can really, on first down, get us to 4 to 5 yards, 5 to 6 yards. You know what I'm saying, and keep us in manageable downs. With that, I think Dak Prescott is literally at his best. So I don't believe we're far off. Courtland Sutton could work. My only fear is that if we drop all the way back to the 20th pick, when is the run on running back start? Because for me, we need to get a running back within the top 2 picks. So that's all I got for you guys here. Let me know in the comment section how you feeling about the rumor of this trade happening. Where's your stance on it? How does it work for you? Why doesn't it work for you? And as always, it was my pleasure. It's your boy.